Make a new Trees episode of Full Trees Up. I want to talk a little bit about social media, right? We're living in the best, I don't want to say best and worst times, but with every gift, there is a curse, so to speak. And I don't like to say that either. We're in an era where you can absolutely work smarter and not harder, and not have to worry about the physical aspect if you do it right. If you know how to work your socials right, that's what the result would be, right? Of working smarter, not harder physically. It's all about up here. I say all that to say, if you have a pursuit, something you love to do, whatever that may be, using your social media skills or networking could absolutely help you get there twice as fast as if you were on foot. And you could do both. I'm just comparing now to then, because I was a part of previously when you had to be on foot, handing out resumes and business cards and making phone calls, which phone calls is still a part of it. But you also have to keep in mind that now that we have social media, the access is not just to you, it's to billions of other people, right? So you may have an interest in, acting, or it could be, you may have an interest in cars. So and whether you work on them mechanic wise, selling them, or just collecting them, whatever that may be, it could be model cars, whatever, right? There's billions of other people that are possibly in that same lane, right? And then you can add more to that, because then there's other people trying to do their thing, but what's the word I'm looking for? Indirectly, they may spill into your lane because they're trying to pursue something else, but we're in a space and time where you kind of have to be more than specialize in just more than one area. So while you're mastering your thing, your skill set, you have other people that were pursuing something else, but then they spill right into your lane because they have to, because it's such a vast area to fulfill, right? So they have to now, they feel like they're in your lane, and now you have to do what you can do to maneuver and add more skills to your skill set as possible. So once you clear out all of the people that were indirectly in your lane, so now you can now see the road clearer, but now here's your peers, which is trillions and trillions of more other people. So what I'm saying it not as a complaint, it's just something to be aware of, that of course you know that you're not the only one that's pursuing this, whatever that is, that love. So I don't want people to get discouraged when they actually start uncovering the journey and the time that it takes to get to whatever it is you love to do. It's going to take time, absolutely. You have to keep that in mind. And as I say that to you, I'm actually speaking it out loud to myself as well. It's just just a thought, and because I see it all the time. One thing I would say is definitely strengthen your networking. This is the time it could be a lot easier. I as a drawback, it's a personal something I need to work on, is my networking, and admittedly so. Previously, I wasn't the most outgoing social of people, but I had to get older. I always think back to myself, right? When I was like in my early 20s, late teens, and I'd be like, man, if I would have just did this, networking and this and that, it would have been a lot better. That's true. However, knowing how I was back then, it wouldn't have worked. I just wasn't that outgoing person that would think to go, oh, let me speak to this person, unless somebody actually went out of their way to, I guess, conduct a meeting for me, you know, and never want to, especially nowadays, you got to become self-sufficient, never want to depend on anybody, right? But that's how I thought previously, you know. So you get a little older, you get a little wiser, you get a little bolder. You know, these things just don't occur overnight. And some people have that gift early on in life and they recognize it and they utilize it to their best of their ability. And some of us, it takes us a little longer to figure out where it is that we want to be in this life, you know. So, you know, just keep that in mind. You know, there is a lot of people not only in your lane, but inadvertently they're pursuing their dreams while merging into yours, just because there's so many of us out here in the race trying to get to where we trying to get to. It's just, if you can figure the highway with the lane merge, that's what we are. It's like a highway with traffic and everybody's trying to get to where they can get. And even if they don't need that lane, they're going to try to swerve over there to get in front of you to get to where they got to get. You know, that's pretty much how it really is. If I could draw a picture of what it's like, and you see some of your peers, some of the people that are trying to get to where you see where they're trying to go, and they're kind of end up in somebody else's lane just because this is how we are in the current state, and you know, in this current space and time, with the utilization of social media, the internet, stuff like that, because everything's moving so fast. You got to keep up. So just something to think about, you know, just something I thought about, and I figured I should just relay it to y'all. Maybe somebody out there can relate. I'm sure somebody can. Yeah, just keep that in mind, man. Let's just keep going, keep rolling. You got this. All right, have a blessed week, have a blessed day. Let's get it, y'all. Trees up.